We've seen steady declines for over several years with crime.
But State Attorney R.J. Larissa, who's been representing the 7th District Circuit for 14 years, says it wasn't always that way.
When I first took over in 2009, I think we were filing somewhere between 10 and 12,000 felony offenses. And when I say filing, actually bringing the charges to court, and probably between 40 and 50,000 misdemeanors a year circuit-wide. We're probably in 7,500 or less with felonies circuit-wide.
Larissa talks about how they fight crime on the judicial side.
We identify the career criminals. We try to get as hefty a sentences as we can, get them off the street. And those people don't influence crime anymore. They don't intimidate the folks in their communities. And then we try to help the folks that have drug and alcohol problems. And I know Sheriff Staley's got some programs in the jail that he's working on that as well. So it's a two-pronged approach. We attack crime from the front end, try to help folks so they won't commit crime again. And the perpetual criminals, we just lock them up for as long as we can.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley attributes the drop in crime to collaboration among local law enforcement.
Criminals don't know a boundary, but law enforcement usually does. But in our circuit, we all work together. Just last Friday, my SWAT team assisted the Putnam County Sheriff's Office serving multiple search warrants, narcotic related. In Putnam County, they have come over and helped us. Same thing with Volusia.
Staley says crime is down 54% over 5 years.
We have another reduction that we anticipate again this year. And I think it's a combination of better staffing levels than we've ever had because we're getting better funded by the county commission so that we can not be a reactive agency, we can be a proactive agency. And I brought in a lot of technology and on the law enforcement side. And on the detention side, like RJ already mentioned, we've implemented a lot of programs to try to turn inmate lives around, whether it's mental health, addiction, give them job training.
Staley says there are ways the community can help. He points to business burglaries, which are up over last year. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Meanwhile, the life of another inmate is saved at the Flagler County Jail.
Flagler County Sheriff's Office detention staff saved a third inmate from suicide at the Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility after 2 inmates attempted to end their lives by hanging earlier this month. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley is taking this behavior seriously.
This is the 3rd episode we've had in about 3 weeks. As a result, I ordered a review of all suicide prevention measures being taken in the jail because I know that during the holidays and when inmates are sentenced to state prison, mental health issues can arise.
Sheriff Staley shows he's very concerned about mental health in the jail.
In the jail, be allowed 2 15-minute free phone calls to their family on Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
Sheriff Staley adds an arrangement with the jail's phone provider means there's no cost to taxpayers, too. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Palm Coast 3rd District Councilman takes a look back at this past year and talks about the council's plans for the new year.
Nick Klufas says the council accomplished major projects this year.
We continue to put emphasis on our tremendous sporting facilities in Palm Coast and also our community facilities. One of the highlights that I think we can definitely put a feather in our cap has to be the tennis facility that is going to be a community center, the west side of town. I think that's a tremendous addition, and I believe that this upcoming year we're going to be able to facilitate the completion of that. And that was also sponsored by about an $800,000 grant from Flagler County.
For 2023, Klufas wants to focus on an abundant Florida resource, solar power.
I think we have a great opportunity here with tremendous sunshine that we benefit from living in Florida to be able to capture some of that in revenue recovery way to be able to ensure our facilities are running at top notch, not only for emergency usage where they're energy independent, but also from a cost recovery standpoint where we should be able to take advantage of some of the great solar opportunities that we have to be able to return some of that tax dollars to our tax base and be able to use that for other projects instead of powering our facilities.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
When there's no place for your child to go to summer camp, what do?
Erica Flores made it happen herself. She said on a recent episode of Lifeline that when her son Vincent was 8 years old, asking to go to summer camp, he couldn't go because of his autism. That's when Flores took it on herself.
I started Vincent's Clubhouse so we could have a camp for children with special needs. That was August of 2016, and June of 2017 was when we had our first summer camp.
Flores said that Vincent's Clubhouse serves all special needs children. Lifeline is on WNZF Saturday mornings at 9 and on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, how hard is it to start a 501c3? From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.